Charlie might just know how to spread his little toe-toes so that he can show them off. Spread the toe-toes, yeah, like that. Alright, I would like to welcome you all to Discovery Wildlife Park in our bear presentation. This handsome fella is Charlie. Charlie is a 17-year-old North American black bear, and he's one of a set of triplets. So he has a sister, Honey. They also have a sister, Angel, next door. The three of them we have had since they fit in the palm of my hand. They are orphans from Fish and Wildlife. They will remain here with us for the rest of their lives. Bears also have something called a critical space or a critical space line. So all of us are learning about social distancing 6 feet. The bear's critical spaces in the wild are much bigger than that. If we are 6 feet from a bear, we are way too close. In fact, if we are 6 meters from a wild bear, we are way too close. So the bears are trained to do a lot of things, so are the other animals. Examples of that, just like when we go to the dentist, we all open our mouths big and wide. The bears are trained to open their mouth big and wide. You can imagine if we had to sedate them just to look up your teeth. That would just be crazy. Thank you, honey. Oops. Beautiful teeth. They're all trained to pee in a cup. Sure, you guys have been in that situation. Trust me, collecting urine from a bear is almost impossible if they're not trained to do that. They're trained for injections, and they're trained for blood draws. Charlie might just know how to spread his little toe-toes so that he can show them off. Spread the toe-toes, yeah, like that. Look at those claws, Charlie. Good boy. Now we will profile what the grizzly or brown bear looks like in comparison to the black bears when we get up to him. But before that, I believe Belinda was, maybe it was Jacob. Who talked? You talked. You were talking. That doesn't surprise me. Belinda was talking about conservation. And at the end of the day, us people, we don't do enough conservation. But one of the things we learn in elementary school is to remember to reuse, reduce, and recycle. Good job, Charlie. Now we are going to move up to another bear. So if everybody would like to follow Keelan, he's going to lead the way up to the next bear.
Ang ganda yung show, di ba?
Perfect. All right, everyone. So this handsome man here is Gruff, and Gruff does have quite a sad story about how he came to us here at the park. His mother was actually poached on the side of the road, and we're not sure... Sorry. His mother was poached on the side of the road. I did this yesterday, too. His mother was poached on the side of the road, and he was taken in and passed around from home to home for a period of about 7 days. Now, as you can imagine, this is extremely stressful, especially on a baby bear, and when he came to us, we were actually worried that he may pass away from something called capture myopathy. 2 big words that simply mean toxic levels of stress brought upon by a very traumatic upbringing. And so for 2.5 years, he couldn't even be on public display because people were big scary monsters. But with a lot of training and a lot of love, Gruff has become one of, if not the most trained bears on the property. Bear, way over there, all of a sudden does...
We're in slow motion today.
This. So you have a bear standing up just like that, but way over there. First of all, why is the bear standing up like that? Yeah, it's an information-seeking stance. So the bear's trying to either see, hear, or smell you a little better and figure out if you're something it should chase after and eat for its lunch, or turn around and run away from. Now this, yeah, specifically using a loud monotone voice, the difference between us and other animals is that voice, but if your voice can't carry, any loud, sharp sound will do. 2 more. Yeah, make yourself look big. We're much more intimidating when we look big. And lastly, we also want to back away slowly. We don't know where that bear's critical space line is, so best to assume we are too close. And typically all 3 things at the same time, the bear is just going to turn around and skedaddle because it doesn't want to be in our space as much as we don't want to be in their space. But let's say we're on our hike and we come across a grizzly bear on the path, about 20 or 30 feet from us, so about the same distance that Serena is from myself, and that bear is mad, doing things like bluff charging, hitting the ground in front of it, screaming, chomping its jaws, lowering its head, pinning its ears. We know that bear is upset. So what are we going to do about that cranky grizzly bear right over there? Not exactly. If we play dead and throw ourselves on the ground at this point, the bear's probably going to jump on top of us. We also don't want to back away. That's giving ground to aggression, and the bear's going to keep coming forward. We don't want to get aggressive with a grizzly bear because it's going to get aggressive back. But let's say everything went wrong, you forgot your bear spray, or it's in your backpack, and now that grizzly bear is physically mauling you. Now what do you do? Yeah, this is where we play dead. So we want to lay flat on the ground or curl up into a ball. The goal is to protect your vital organs, hands behind your neck, not your head. Medical people say your head can take more holes than your neck can, and the most important thing about playing dead, you do not make a sound underneath that bear. Dead things don't make noise, and so if you make a sound, you're going to again turn into a threat or prey. And do be aware that grizzly bears are notorious for going off a few feet to see what you're going to do next, so make sure you do play dead until that bear is actually gone. But let's say we're hiking, we don't come across a grizzly bear, we come across a black bear on the path. Then we startle it, it huffs and makes some noises towards us. What should we do about the black bear now? Yeah, make loud noise, I think I heard somebody say. You're right, this is where we want to get a little bit bigger, a little bit more intimidating, using a loud monotone voice, because black bears are more of a flight species, whereas brown bears are more of a fight species. So by getting a little bit more intimidating, chances are the black bear is just going to turn around and run away. However, if a black bear has hunted, stalked you in the woods, broke into your house tent or cabin, that's a predatory black bear attack. They are rare, but they do happen, and in that situation, you fight for your life. Whatever you have to do to survive, their nose and their feet are the most sensitive places on their body, and again, bear spray is an amazing tool. And that's why it's so important to be able to tell the two different species apart at a glance and in shape alone, because how you respond to each of them is very different and can truly save your life. So you'll notice that he is taking an object, whether that is like the ball or it could be another toy, and he's placing it in a specific spot that Serena's asking him to. And originally this behavior was just take it and place it inside the box. Now we're switching it up. When it comes to training, training is the highest form of enrichment that you can give an animal in captivity, and we're always trying to change the way that we mentally stimulate them in a ton of different ways. And one of the best ways to do that is to do a similar behavior to one they already know, but change up the way you're either asking it or sort of the parameters of the behavior itself. So it keeps him just as mentally stimulated to ask him to put the toy in the box as it does to say, put the toy in the keg. He has to think about it differently. That's a new spot that I'm going to place it. Or something like what we just saw here, where the box is actually flat on top and the ball rolled off. You saw the first time Gruff put it there, the ball rolled away and he didn't get the food reward. So then he picked it up, put it back on, and he put his paw on it. That way the ball didn't roll off. They're unbelievably intelligent, and they're really, really great when it comes to doing those types of behaviors. And all the behaviors you've seen up until this point are all natural bear behaviors that they would typically be doing in the wild. And the one you're about to see is a little bit more uncommon, but it's probably one that you've seen in the movies and TV, where the bear stands up, opens its mouth, and roars. What's missing? The roar, because that's not actually a sound that bears can make. They make a ton of vocalizations, but that roaring sound isn't even one of them. And in fact, standing up on their back legs with their mouth open isn't even true bear aggression either. They do it for the movies because it looks cool, and then they add that sound in afterwards. You'll only see it in the wild if it's two males standing up trying to grab one another's neck, and they may be vocalizing, but it would be a completely different sound than the one you hear in the movies. But we do have another bear to go visit, so if everyone would like to follow Keelan, again, remembering our 6-foot social distancing.
One grape? I don't have grapes.
Where's your grapes?
It's finished now.
Saan tala mo ano yun yan?
Now, on that being said, I don't know if you can maybe hear this sound. Can you kind of hear that cooing, purring noise? Yeah. So that's actually coming from Little Miss Berkeley Bear here. Berkeley is just over 3 years old, so technically she is still very much a baby. And so when Serena comes in, they do have to have snuggle time because Serena is mom in Berkeley's world.
She's getting
Male
some
bears
grass.
do destroy cubs. That is a perfectly normal and natural male bear behavior. So, unfortunately, Berkeley's sibling was lost. A little bit of a tongue twister. And they knew that Berkeley was going to suffer the same fate if she was left. So, they did pull her, but not being prepared to hand raise and take care of a baby bear cub, which is a 24/7 job. They asked if we were able to take her in at that time. So we said, of course, and she's been here ever since, and she'll be here forevermore. Oh, and she's like, this is my cute end for those of you up in the front row. You ever wondered what a bear's bottom looked like? There you go. Berkeley does know a lot of bear behaviors as well. And she's like, my feet are so stinky, and everything's way better to do upside down. So we're going to do a lot of stuff upside down first. We're going to hold our toe. Oh, maybe we can wave upside down. Waving to the sky. Hello, sun.
Do you want to not lay down? You want to
Just like I want to wave some more. Hold both my toes upside down.
profiling?
Profiling? Oh, sure. Okay. We could profile. I mean, it's so hard because she's upside down. But when it comes to telling that difference between black bears and brown bears, remembering at a glance and in shape alone, there we go. Now we're not upside down. It's a little bit easier. Color and size mean absolutely nothing. So what do we see that is different on Berkeley than we seen on the black bears? Shout it out. On the shoulders, on the back, yes.
Huh.
Oh, there's more. Yes, claws. I heard that. Claws, long, straight, blunt, digging claws, perfect for earth moving. A few more things. Ears, yes, smaller. Oh, she's pointing them out. Smaller portions of the body. They're on her skull. I don't want to ruin the surprise, though. We're going to see if we can be so big.
Just what?
One so big.
do it properly.
Two so big. We can give a round of applause for that. Oh, we can't be a wild bear today. So this is a very wild bear behavior. This is a push. And so you can see she's throwing her head around. That actually adds a lot of extra weight into that push. And in the wild, they would use that to break into rotten logs or things that they can crack open. Maybe find some grubs in there. Berkeley uses it on logs, but she also uses it on watermelons. She likes the big squish sound they make. And on popsicles on a hot day. She likes when the stuff shoots out the end. Oh, there we go. Doing a nice polite wave. Showing off those claws a little bit nicer. We can do some scary bear. Look at those nice big teeth. Make sure everything looks good in there. No dentist for Berkeley today. When we can hold our paws and our toes. She's like, that was my new one. I can hold my paws, but then Honey Pot does this where she holds her toes, so I can do it too. Girls, we can multitask, right? Hold our toes, high fives, low fives. Oh, too slow. So I think Berkeley's gonna say goodbye. There we go. And this is the point in time that I would like to thank you all so much for coming. Hopefully you did all learn something that is very beneficial for if you are traveling out in bear country, then you know how to be very more bear aware out in their habitat. And keep that in mind that we are traveling in their world, in their homes. So being very mindful of how we are to keep the bears safe would be greatly appreciated.
Sunog nga naman.
Nawin na na si Tita eh. Asam. Tita. There's Tita. Meow. Not that meow. That's Tita. Meow. 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 Let's go now. Let's
Siya, punta na siya dito.
meow. Meow. Tita. Psst, psst. Tita. Meow.
Hello.
Tita. Psst.
Hello.
Tita. Psst, psst. Thank you for watching. Subscribe my video and click the bell thumbs up. Bye.